morning, I'm glad.
Yes, early weeks of April, I received several complaints from Township residents. All the complaints were pretty much the same. They had been surprised by a very large sounding blast, and each resident stated that they had not heard any sort of warning, be it a whistle or a horn. And I did reach out to Main Drilling during this time. I reported to them what our residents were saying. They listened and said, no, we do sound okay. But the complaints kept coming. So, on April the 11th, I contacted the DEP Pottsville office and I filed an official complaint. I explained to them what the nature of the complaint was. I admitted to the office that I'm an expert on what the blasting protocols are, but I'm certain they are. And we need somebody to look into this and find out what's really going on. They then assigned a blasting and explosives inspector to investigate the matter. I know, based on his contact with me, that he did visit the site last week, and he did have conversations with Main Drilling. I talked to him yesterday. He stated that he will be filing a written report with the department. I will receive a copy of that written report, and I will immediately share it with everyone. Okay. I did ask him a few questions about the warning protocol. He did state to me, yes, there are protocols in place. Absolutely. There are a couple of ways that they can be approached: 3 whistles or horn sounding before the blast, and then 3 after the blast, or 2, 1. There was a couple of variations that he offered. And that his understanding was that the requirement was that the warning has to be loud enough such that folks within 1,000 feet of the area are able to hear the warning. I asked him about was there a requirement for a public notification in advance of the activity, all right? And was it just one notification, or did it have to be notifications before each and every blast? And that he believed there was notifications required. He wasn't sure, he wasn't able to answer all my questions, but he promised to get back to me, again, as part of the report. And at that time, I'll share it with the board. So, all of us are learning exactly what it is that the state, just how involved the state is in this particular set of circumstances. Okay. And obviously, it's an inconvenience, scary inconvenience for all. I do want to add, though, I did receive a complaint from a resident who alleged that he had received damage to his stucco from his house during one of the blasts of about 2-3 weeks ago. And I reported that to Main Drilling, and I was able to, by following it up with the resident, confirm that Main Drilling had gotten to the resident, and they were in the process of attempting to resolve that matter. Now, I encourage the resident to please get back to me if there are any problems. He hasn't gotten back to me. I don't want to necessarily assume that there are more tenant problems, but perhaps that was positively resolved. So, this is still a work in progress, and we'll wait and see what the state provides us in the way of details, and then we'll pass that on to the board, and we'll pass that on to all the residents.
Thank you,
If you want, once we get that information, I know we have, Linda had provided us with, and thank you, Linda, for what other communities have done in the way of establishing protocols, regulations concerning blasting within their jurisdictions. In this case, that's something that the board may perhaps want to consider. I do, however, think an important first step would be for you to task our solicitor, first get an understanding, a complete understanding, and I'm sure with Carol's help, what the state regulations are exactly, and what do they and what don't they cover, and start the research into this with the thought in mind that if it is the board's intent to come up with our own set of regulations, we cannot have regulations that will be conflicting with state law. Okay, they preempt us. So that is, in my opinion, that would be a very important first step. And thanks to Carol, we do have access to several other communities who have ordinances in place, so we can begin to piece all this information down the road, and then the board can determine what you think is most appropriate for us.
And to follow up on that, I think it makes sense if the board wants to give staff and consultants the direction to start to prepare an ordinance that will include some of the research. As Terry said, there are some preemption issues that we have to be concerned about, but to prepare lasting regulation ordinance, and then submit that, as would be, of course, to the planning commission for them to vet and review, and then have it come work its way back up to you. Okay, I think that's a good idea. So make a motion for that to move forward, please.
Also move.
I'll second.
Any questions? Yes.
Linda Jansen, Simmons Road. I just wanted to follow up and expand a little bit on what Mr. Frederick said. And of the 7 ordinances of our surrounding communities, whether they be blasting or explosives, some just had blasting, some had explosives, some had blasting and explosives. After researching and reading all of those 7 adjacent municipalities, their ordinance is pretty well boilerplate, exactly what the state code said. So, I don't have the information with me. If memory serves correct, it's Title 25, Chapter 77, perhaps Section 563, that outlines, how far away from a residence, what type of, things they need to contain the fly rock, the level of decibels, and there's also another section in the Pennsylvania Code that deals with it. But if memory serves correct, I think it's Title 25, Chapter 77. But all of the ordinances, examples provided, read almost verbatim as to what's in
Thank you.
Pennsylvania Code.
The attorney will give it.
Sorry, Linda, could you just spell your last name for Terry?
She knows how to spell it.
Okay.
She spelled it several times correctly.
Great, thank you.
You're good.
A vote? Aye.
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 Could you please reread the motion, return that way, and I can adjust it?
So motion to authorize staff and consultants to prepare a draft ordinance concerning regulating blasting
And explosives?
and explosives. We'll cover it all,
Yeah.
blasting and explosives. Consideration of updating the township record keeping system. So this comes from a letter I received from the former solicitor, Tom Keaton, who's kind enough to forward some documents. He is cleaning up a few of the developments, and so he has some documentation that's making its way through the recorder of deeds, et cetera. So as regards the KTNT1 El Pain development, the former Ragusa property, he forwarded some documents to me, which would be standard. I hand them over to the township manager. But he notes in that letter that his office has maintained a safe deposit box at the bank next door, and he's kept original documents in there because in previous years, not with the present staffing and consultants, but in previous years, he had concerns about where those documents were going and the ability to retrieve them. So it's not something for the board to act upon tonight, but rather I'm informing the board that there's a need to upgrade our record keeping here. And I think if we're moving ahead with a new manager, once that new manager, he or she comes on board, then I start working with that manager to make sure that we safe keep and safeguard the records. So move forward there. Okay, thank you. And then I guess the next item is the addition on the agenda. So the chief, in executive session, I will announce that the board conducted an executive session prior to the meeting tonight for personnel issues as well as public safety and preparedness issues. So one of the items is that the chief recommended that the board consider a motion to authorize the issuance of conditional offers of employment, one to a full-time police officer to replace the one police officer who recently resigned, and the second, a part-time police officer, 32 hours per week, to replace somebody that is needed.
That's a new officer.
New officer, okay,
Yes.
but apparently budgeted?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so the motion would be to approve a conditional offer of employment to Joseph Moore for a full-time position and a conditional offer of employment for a part-time position to Ryan Fields.
Brian, what's the name? Brian what?
Ryan Fields.
Fields.
Are we doing these motions together or separately?
We can do them together unless you have a reason to. Yeah, so let's do them together.
Together, I'll second the motion.
And that's a second, I would agree with this second.
Any questions?
Thank you. Vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Update on the Melbourne Hills development. Ben, I think you're here.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I apologize, I thought we were going to be in the other room, so I didn't bring anything on a big board. But I will actually email things, Carol, to you a little bit ago, if you're able to get email here. Yeah.
Okay, so we can put it on the.
I emailed her when I was sitting here, so if she gets it, it will but
Just a quick, it says here, Pennington Properties, is that a new company?
So, yeah, I can describe that a little bit. So, Pennington Property Group is my business, and I offer myself as a consultant to other landowners, other developers. So people that still own the same property, it's just, that's specifically my
Okay, thank you.
So I'll hand out these are three sketches that we can, share. Carol's able to bring it up, but she can. I don't know. So what I brought with me tonight is just kind of to go through some history. The first plan in front of you is from back in 2005 was the original. The revisions to it, and that is, the latest revision is from January of 2008. And this is the plan that has approval currently today with conditions that are in place. And so we started with this plan a number of years ago to discuss the way to provide sanitary sewer to the project. And then over the years, we've had additional conversations. And so the next sketch that I had in the packet there for you shows 85 homes. This plan was one that was developed in 2017, May of 2017. And the idea with this plan was it's certainly more density than the original approved plan, but with it there was some additional sanitary sewer facilities that would be constructed, a pump station, a force main, and then an interceptor line.
Right, and just to clarify, for people who aren't familiar with this, this would also require a change in our zoning,
That is correct. Yes,
which would impact other properties,
that is correct.
Required what?
which would impact other
No,
properties.
requires what?
Change in
A change in zoning.
Oh.
Yeah.
The last plan I provided is from November of 2018, and is 47 homes. Still matches the same, or very close to the same density from the approved plan. The approved plan is 48 homes. It was a condition that we were not able to meet today. So 47 homes is what I would describe as the by right plan. Or by right density. And so with the most recent sketch showing 47 homes also required some modifications to the zoning ordinance, but it allowed a greater amount of open space and smaller lot sizes. And with all three of the plans, the discussion continued to resolve around sanitary sewer. And so we've had a number of different choices and options. Grinder pumps being one, a low pressure system, a bigger picture being an interceptor with a pump station. And so I just wanted to come before everybody tonight. I know there's been a lot of history of the project and see where everybody's thinking today. From our perspective, we'd like to move the project forward. We've had lots of conversations over the years, and I think that we've been deliberating a number of the options that are out there. Wanted to come back in front of the board and get your view and see where we're at today regarding the sanitary sewer, and then also our project in terms of what it visually would look like in terms of open space and smaller lines.
Well, I looked at it, I mean, I'm not for the grinder pumps. Okay, I'm for the pumping station. Because of the situation that we have elsewhere. It's only the way I look at it. Okay. Now the others look.
I'm sorry, are you looking for a decision today, or are you just looking for a discussion? What is your objective?
So,
Because just to clarify, should this not go before planning commission before it comes to us for a decision?
So we've been in front of planning commission a number of times, and I will give you my feedback of what I believe I understand from the planning commission. And that is that they're happy with the plan that was approved way back when, and not really open to modifying the zoning ordinance. Certainly there's not planning commission members here tonight that they can correct me if my interpretation of
So, Chuck is here, but Chuck had told me the sewer's in our hands. Correct, Chuck?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The sewer would be in our hands now?
Well, yeah, I guess you would have to make up
That's
your
what
mind
you
how you
told
wanted
me.
to handle it, right? Happy is a relative term. I think it's so far as a plan that meets our ordinance.
Well, I guess I'd have to ask Carol this question. We had an earlier plan for sewer, which required, I think, 3 or 4 homes to have grinder pumps, but the rest would be served by sewer. For the original plan?
For the original plan, the preliminary plan had deeper sewer, deepening the sewer that's in Route 29 today. And with that, there were a handful of homes
again, are we being asked to make a decision?
Yeah, so let me jump in here, because we encountered this before, where there's a plan approved, so you run with that, you're coming forward with a revised plan, and you've been in front of the PC, and you've got some feedback, but now you're in front of the BOS, not with a plan, not requesting action, but rather for some feedback, some informal feedback. So there's no vote to be taken tonight. There's rather an informal discussion, which I'll note does not bind the Board of Supervisors because there is not a plan before them, so it's not an NPC type of situation. But rather, he's looking for some informal feedback. So if you want to provide it, we can provide it. If you want to demur for a period of time, you can do that. If you want to ask the engineer to provide additional information offline, that can be done as well.
So our main hesitation with the sanitary sewer as originally proposed is when it becomes very deep, it becomes difficult to, one, install and then two, maintain. So when you're doing installing a deep sanitary main in a state highway, you just cannot dig down 20 feet to do that. You have to end up benching down. What that means is essentially you're digging a hole to get your machine down so that you can get further down to the bottom of the pipe. So it would involve closing a portion of the road, at least that travel lane for a period of time. And then if it will need to be maintained over time, that same process would have to be taken care of. It would be, again, a challenge 5 years, 10 years from now. If that line had to be dug up, the same process would have to happen where a lane would be closed and they would then dig down and replace it or make the repair. And so, when we look at that, we were suggesting that we don't think that that is the ideal scenario. We thought that perhaps either the bigger picture scenario of a pump station somewhere or a pressure system was a better solution. I hear what Terry's saying about the low pressure system, and so it just brings us back to the idea of a pump station, and then the question about a pump station would be, where's the best location for it? Certainly, we could put a pump station on our property, but because of the topography of the area, then the only folks that really would benefit from that